What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Daily Sean. First time listeners, first time watchers. My name is Sean. I do a daily video on something related to nursing. Very random, probably will stay that way. Today's topic is another fan viewer question or request. Had a nurse on Twitter ask me a question about interviewing. What good questions should I ask? What good questions will be asked during an interview? First things first, is this a phone interview or is this a in-person interview? Those two interviews play out very differently. Congratulations, you've got the interview, which means whatever you put on your resume, whatever you submitted, you're qualified enough to invite you for an interview. So congratulations. Now comes the hard part. You get to tell them something that they don't know. They know what you are on paper. The interview is about what's not on paper. It's not on your resume. It's not included in your submission. Not going to bore you. Google all of the popular questions that are out there that an interviewer will ask you. Everybody knows top 5, top 10 questions every interviewer asks. It's standard. You want to put yourself in their shoes. What would you ask yourself if you had to interview for this position that you want? What would you want to know? What would make a good candidate? What would make a bad candidate? So the first thing that they're always going to ask you, tell me a little bit about yourself. I like to play on Facebook, 2 Instagram accounts, Twitter every night. Wrong answer. My favorite food is cheesecake. Love pizza with peppers. No. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Professional standpoint. What you did prior to nursing school, why you became a nurse, your experiences, depending on what level you are. Nursing students, first time job, talk to them about why you became a nurse. Nursing school, highlights the big things that you learned, the unique experiences you had. As you progress in this career, talk about where you've been, why you went from this job to that job, what you learned, what kind of patients you took care of, how big was the facility, your learning experiences, your technical skills. Tell them something that they want to know. Okay? Once again, I'm not wasting your time. Go Google that crap. Anticipate what they're going to ask you. Easiest way to think about this is think about the last job you had. It doesn't even have to be nursing. Just think about the last job you have or the current job you're in. Think about the really good employees and the really bad ones. What it is about the really good employees that makes them really good, and what about the bad ones? What makes them bad? A bad employee doesn't give a crap about their team, shows up late every day for work, leaves early whenever they can, calls off on a regular basis, not dependable, doesn't know how to do their job, period, doesn't pitch in. Pretty self-explanatory. Don't overthink it. Think about what it is you enjoy about the coworkers you're with, and what are things that drive you up a wall about your coworkers. Keep in the back of your brain your strengths and your weaknesses. Hint, hint, hint. Everybody asks about your strengths and your weaknesses. Make it an open-ended question, or they'll tell you, give me 3 of this and 3 of that, or describe yourself in 3 words. Those kind of quirky, wonderful things. Have these answers prior to showing up. When going over your strengths and weaknesses, you need to be honest. Don't inflate who you really are. You are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Everybody has weaknesses. I have weaknesses. You have weaknesses. Be honest about those weaknesses. Makes you more human, more relatable. Strengths should have something to do with teamwork, time management skills, how you work well with others, personality traits. Weaknesses, be honest. Time management is a challenge for me. Shift work is hard for me. I take things personally. I can have a temper sometimes, so I step away sometimes. You need to be honest, but you don't want to make yourself out to be this bumbling idiot. Go back to the question you asked yourself earlier. Why would they hire me? At the end of the conversation, they're always going to ask you, do you have any questions for me? This is where it gets important. All of the qualities of the job that are important to you in your work-life balance. What kind of schedule are you working? What kind of schedule is required of you? What kind of orientation are you going through? Is it going to be a fixed set time limit, or is it going to be based on my performance? Is that negotiable? Is there going to be more than one person orienting me? Is there going to be multiple people orienting me? Who's my direct supervisor? Who do I report to? And who is their supervisor? You need to know those names and write them down. Is there opportunity for growth within the company, within the department, moving up into management or supervisory role? Ask about the job description. See if they actually have it it or they can produce it for you. Finally, the question that's on everybody's mind is about pay, about salary. If you're not interested in that, don't want to know that, you're lying. I personally ask that question every time. I want it to be transparent that money does matter to me. Money? Who needs money? I work for free. Ask for a salary range, which is always contingent upon experience. For those new nurses out there, first time job, you're not going to have a whole lot of clout, have a whole lot of say. This is the base salary for a new nurse. As you gain experience, you need to sell yourself. Have the confidence to say that I deserve this kind of pay. This is what I can provide the team with. These are the things that I know. These are the things that I bring to the table. Fake it till you make it. Go in there with an air of confidence. Bit of cockiness. Do not overdo it. Not everybody gets the job just because you got an interview. You can totally fuck up the interview. Okay? Be personable, honest. By all means, be yourself. Don't try and be me, your mentor, your classmate. Be yourself because you provide a very unique set of skills to this job. You don't know what the Superman pose is? Look up the Superman pose. You need to do the Superman pose before you have your interview. Every single time. Look it up. Superman pose. What'd you think? Always want to hear your thoughts. What has been your experiences with interviews? Drop some tips, tricks, and suggestions for those that can benefit. Always want to hear your comments. Give me a thumbs up. Share this with somebody. And as always, check your own pulse first.